your notebooks. I hope you're ready to take some great notes today. We got an awesome training. We brought on a lot of new people this week into the company. So all those new people that everybody's bringing in should be on these Saturdays. You basically can tell how big your business is growing for all you new folks. You know if your business is growing if you have more people today than you did last Saturday. If you have less people today, that's a leadership deal. So make sure that you're calling your teams, getting them on, and promoting this through the week. This is going to be really good. So, in case you don't know, my name is Dan Ebert. I'm a national marketing director here with the firm. Been in the industry for about 12 years. Kind of got started 12 years ago by accident. I had a friend of mine who was running a restaurant like I did way back when. Somebody that was in our previous company said, "Hey, Chris, do you keep your work options open? Do you look for other things to do besides managing a restaurant?" And my friend Chris said yes. He got started with the last firm, and they said, "Who do you know?" Right? Remember this. Write this down. Who do you know? Who do you know that's looking to change their life? Who do you know that doesn't like what they're doing? Who do you know that either wants to or needs to make more money? Who do you know that wants to do something great with their life? Do you love what you're doing? And if the answer is no, at least talk to somebody and show them what it is what we're doing. So it's all about who do you know? And Chris, I was the first name on his list. They said, "Who do you know?" And he said, "My friend Dan did." My friend Dan is very entrepreneurial. He's very business minded. He runs a restaurant. He was about to buy a restaurant a little while ago that fell through, but he's definitely looking for something. So they gave me a call. It was probably the worst phone call I ever heard somebody make. It wasn't good, but you can't say the wrong thing to the right person at the end of the day. So I said, "Yeah, I'll come down and meet your manager and see what we're doing." Guys, I had financial issues going on myself. I had nothing set up for retirement. I had student loan debt. I had credit card debt. I didn't have an emergency fund set up. I had no life insurance, none of this stuff, right? And they fixed me all up. And they said, "Dan, do you think you can go get a 60% on a test and point your finger to us and anybody else that's in your shoes that needs your help? If we end up helping them, we'll split the commission with you." I said, "Yeah, I can do that. I'm a great finger pointer." So I got started. I started sending referrals. They'd give me a call. "Congratulations, Dan, that so and so that you sent to us. We were able to help them. You're going to make $500. So and so, the other person you sent to us. Oh yeah, they want to do two college funds for their kids, and they have an IUL for the husband and wife. You're going to make $1,500." And I was like, man, if I can make that much money just pointing my finger, what if I actually learn how to do this on my own and sit down with people and help them that way? So, and it snowballed from there. And I'll never forget, you guys. I used to work in restaurants. I used to run nightclubs. I used to be a bartender. I'll never forget the night where my whole paradigm shifted, and I took it even more serious than I was already taking it. We were counting our tips at the end of the night one time when I was bartending. I think we made like $400 that night, 400 or 500 bucks that night, and everybody was jumping up and down. "Oh my God, we made $500." It was like they won the Super Bowl. You make $500 here if you help somebody save in a term policy for like $60 a month. You know that if you get somebody to do a $60 a month term, that's $500. But I got a deposit that night, and it was just my Friday cycle, and we got paid 8 times a month. Just my Friday cycle, I made over 6 grand. I made more in one night than I did all month. And I was like, man, I got to get out of this place. And I even showed my friends I worked with, and they didn't believe me. Folks, this is it. This is the opportunity for you if you take this serious. We've got a new guy in our team. He's a total stud. His name's William Nemo. I'm going to give him a shout out. Former starting safety for the UCLA Bruins. could have went to the NFL, right? But I said you could make NFL money here if you put your head to it. And you can do this forever instead of 3 to 5 years like you do. NFL stands for not for long, anyways, right? So, but we got some great people, great talent. Yeah, without the concussions, great people, great talent coming into our company. I was just here in Alpharetta. David Henning had a couple of his guys down here. Do not recruit down. Always recruit up. That's the name of the game. So, with that being said, we should have David Garcia on the call. David, are you there so I can introduce you? All right. Well, we'll get into it. Actually, I'm going to share something with you before I actually introduce David, right? So, there's a mindset that somebody has to have in order to switch from being an employee to an entrepreneur. And I want to share some of these things that I've learned over the years with you guys. So give me a second here. I'm going to bring this up because it's very, very important, you guys, that you know this stuff. And it has to do everything. It has to do everything with these Saturdays and how you build. If if you don't have Kevin Boykins more people today than you had last Saturday, you're either not working, you're not bringing in new people, or you're not promoting it to your team. So let's talk about employee mindset versus entrepreneur mindset when it comes to this. And all you newbies, pay attention. The newest person, people like William, you can go top of the company and outwork everybody that's on this call and pass them all up. So the next level of growth is training attendance. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You grow this business from what we call big event to big event, and every Saturday is technically a big event. And we do have convention coming up, but it's about being involved in an environment. It's about learning, being with the group. It's no fun being a lone wolf in this business. Some people, they love to do that. Not me. I'm a team guy. So, how many people you recruited last month are on this call today? Meeting attendance is the hidden factor in your profits for the business. The higher your meeting attendance, you guys, the more profits you bring into your business. However many people you have on a call today is about how many sales you'll do as a team in the next 30 days. So if you want to do 30 sales, you should have 30 people on. If you do want to do 100 sales, you should have 100 people on. Most people don't have enough willpower to sustain themselves in business. That's why you have to come to a group setting every once and again. That's why you go to church on Sunday, right? Isn't there a big difference by you just praying by yourself on Sunday or watching it on TV or being in the group? Well, isn't this the same thing, right? The number one secret to becoming a business owner is to sustain yourself in business. People can't sustain themselves because of associations. So right now, what we're doing is we're building your associations in the business. I'm your association. David Garcia is your association when he's training here. So learn from some of the best, right? The answer is not the answer is not only increased recruiting, but involved recruiting. If you bring somebody on and they're not plugging in, you don't really have somebody. So what happens sometimes is if you have a big month recruiting, but they're not plugging into these meetings, the next month's going to drop. Anybody ever have a problem with going up one month and going down the next month? It has everything to do with your meeting attendance, right? Attendance is a painful job as an entrepreneur, but it's a secret sauce. It's like, hey, Kevin, make sure you're there Saturday. Call your team. Call your team. Make sure you're there. Hey, Rick, you gonna be there on Saturday? Great. Make sure you're calling your teams. That's like the tedious little stuff that you have to do if you want to win. But that'll keep you from going up and down. This business should go up over time. It shouldn't be like this. It should be like an index fund as compared to a variable market. Coming to trainings is a change in habit. If you want to grow in anything in life, there has to be habit changes. Momentum. Missing trainings decreases momentum. Coming to them increases momentum. Training attendance, like I said, is linked to profits. So profits, how much? Let me ask you a question. I see Kevin here because Kevin's right in front of my face. Kevin, how much money do you make if you don't write sales?
Zero.
Zero.
Okay. So if you know that having more people on Saturday means you're going to write more sales, what do you think the logical answer to do is all week for your team calling them to get on here?
Get them on.
Get them on.
Right.
Kevin Henderson, are you going to get them on? Right?
Yep. Yep.
I'd be still calling them right now. So employee versus entrepreneur mindset. Who are you in this business? Are you an employee or an entrepreneur? I'll guarantee you guys this. If you said to your whole team, Kevin, hey, I'm going to give you $100 to show up on Saturday, how many more people would be on this call today?
All
A
of
lot, a lot
Yeah,
more.
that's the difference. Most people have that employee mentality. I'm only going to show up if I'm going to get paid. So in entrepreneurship, it's work, 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 no pay, work, 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 no pay, work, little bit of pay, work, little bit more pay, work, pay, 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 and then less work, more pay, no work, pay, pay, pay. That's how this works. So if you build a structure and a foundation right now, you will be underworked and overpaid. If you're starting out, you're overworked and underpaid, but that's entrepreneurship. At least you didn't have to come up with a few $100,000 to start your business or a couple million. So when people first become entrepreneurs, they still carry that mindset with them. Employees get direction. Why do people slow down in this business? Because they need direction. We need people that can just think for themselves here. Entrepreneurs think for themselves, right? There's a thing called resourcefulness. Entrepreneurs give, at least at a job, if the boss doesn't show up, employees get to take a break. Entrepreneurs put people to work. How many more people would be on if everyone got paid $100? Like I said, first job of an entrepreneur is to sustain customer flow, recruiting, taproting. Whenever customer flow has a problem, the business has a problem. When you bring people in, they should automatically become a client, right, Kevin Henderson? If you bring people in, they don't become a client, there's a breakdown in your system because everybody needs something. They either need debt or savings or insurance or rollover protection of their assets, right? Whenever customer flow is a problem, business has a problem. Employee need a paycheck. Big paycheck equals take a break. Usually in entrepreneurship, you get a big paycheck here, you slow down. You got to keep your pedal to the metal. Entrepreneurs need profits, infrastructure and system, putting people to work. Commissions equals a paycheck. Royalties and dividends equals a profit. Employee mindset is inconsistent, right? Last 2 years in this industry has created more millionaires than ever in this country. Employees were looking for free money. Employees always look for free money. They want to do less work for more pay. Entrepreneurs need to be consistent. They look for ideas. They know the value of consistency. Employees seek a break after achievement, vacation after a good month, holiday versus holla month. Entrepreneurs use achievement as a launching pad for the next level. Which one are you? Employee or an entrepreneur? Right? Our team goal as a company, just to let you guys know this, 100 million in profits brought into the company in the next 18 months. I will tell you this. If we get to 100 million points in the next 18 months, do you know what the valuation of this company will be? About 500 million. Meaning, if you're one of those 1%ers, you get to buy into that 1%. If the company is worth 500 million and you buy into your 1%, you get that just then in 18 months, your equity share could be $5 million in 18 months, plus whatever your team's doing. Isn't that crazy? But the question is, are you up for it? Are you up for the challenge? So, with that being said, our first speaker of the day is going to come up. Guys, look, David David Garcia, he understands the power of this model in this business. He's made $1.5 million in a year in this business. Most of you haven't. I would venture to guess maybe a handful of people have ever made that kind of money on this call in a year. Well, David's one of them, maybe two or three. But he understands there's being in business for yourself or by yourself, right? Now here he's got support. He's got mentorship from Jeff and some of the other leaders teaching us how to run the system. So I was like, man, that 1.5 you made by yourself, you could make 15 here if you just build an infrastructure and a system, right? Some people you can't even wrap your head around that. But I want you guys pay attention. I want you to take great notes, and I want you to give it up for the one and the only Mr. David Garcia.
All right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everyone going?
All right.
Stand
Hold on. I'm trying to share my screen real quick. All right, so today I'm gonna give you guys a little knowledge of IULs, right? And I'm gonna just take a little page off my. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So IULs. This is something that I show my clients. I tell them retirement. People think retirement is complex. It's really not. And in 3 minutes, you're gonna be a retirement expert, right? So I let them know that all retirement options are on this page in one shape or form or another. And I kind of just simplified it. There's tax vehicles, tax deferred vehicles, and tax advantage vehicles. Tax vehicles are stocks, mutual funds, checkings, and savings accounts. Meaning you have to get taxed, you get taxed on your income and the accumulation every single year. Like with stocks and mutual funds, you got to get there's a lot of risk to get a high return. You can make a lot or you can lose a lot. I call this one the roller coaster. Checking a savings account, minimal growth. You're not even getting 1%. Second is tax deferred vehicles. These are terms that people are more familiar with, like IRAs, 401k, 403b, thrift saving plans, annuities, 457 deferred compensation plans, CalCERS, CalPERS if you're a teacher. Now, with these, you pay taxes when the money is pulled out. There's a 59.5 rule. So if you access your money before age 59.5, you get penalized 10% on top of whatever tax brackets you're in, typically 25 to 35%. And then there's contribution limits. The last is tax advantage accounts. The IRS only allows you 2 vehicles where you never have to pay taxes on your gains. And the first is with the Roth IRA. And with this one, 7,000 is the max contribution if you're under 50, 8,000 if you're over 50. If you're single, you have to make under 150K to qualify. If you're married, combined jointly, you have to make under 236K. The gains are tax-free, and there is a 59.5 rule. Lastly is the IUL, where under tax code 7702, the IRS allows you to fund a life insurance vehicle, let it build compounding interest, grow tax deferred, so you can receive the gains income tax free. There's no 59.5 rule. There's no income limit, meaning you can make as much or as little and still qualify. However, with this one, unlike the Roth IRA, you want to qualify medically. This is a life insurance vehicle. So, if you have a heart attack, stroke, or, if you're insulin diabetic, that one probably wouldn't be the best fit for you. So then I tell them, what makes sense? To pay taxes every year, wait to pay taxes, or never pay taxes? And they typically say, well, I don't want to pay taxes, Dave. And I'm going to pull up a client I had an appointment with one of my clients, and I sold him this policy about a year ago. Is my screen showing, guys?
Yes.
Dan, is my
Yes.
screen showing?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
make it bigger, David. You can make it bigger.
Yeah. Um, oh, here we go. All right. So I sold this client this policy in 2015. Pretty much about 10 years ago, right? And I sat down with him, and this was the actual original illustration that I showed him 10 years ago when I was sitting in his house. And I was like, okay, we're reviewing your policy. And in 10 years, I told you you would have about $97,675 cash value, right? So when I was sitting in your house, I was looking at you face to face, and I told you this is what this product was going to do for you, right? And you can see it says 97,675. It's a little shy of a year, but this is his summary as of yesterday. And guess what? Guess how much money he has? Let's see here. He has $97,532. It's right on target, right? So it was comfortable to tell him that, I'm a man of my word, and here's the thing: your policy is on track, right? And the purpose that I'm showing you guys this is the products that we sell. And this one was Fidelity and Guarantee Life. I've worked with them for 20 years. There's a lot of other carriers that really can't do this. If you guys were at the training on Saturday in Brea this past weekend, where Alex with F&G was there, he used to actually work with AIG. AIG is a great company, but when I do the reviews 10 years later with the clients that I sold 10 years ago, AIG doesn't come close to this. And you can see, guess what? It's within $100 of what I told them it would be, right? That's pretty amazing. So just know that the products that we're offering, they're legit, right? And this is the proof is in the pudding. Now I'm going to tell you guys how to spin these products. Here's a flyer that I made, and this is in regards to selling an IUL towards a kid, right? This is a flyer that I made. I call it the Head Start Plan, aka $1 Billion Baby IUL, and I made it. Those are actually a picture of my two girls right there. And what I tell people is, in financial planning, to build generational wealth, you always want to make sure that every single one of your family members is covered. Okay. And people will ask you, hey, David, I have a kid. I want to do a savings plan, college plan, whatever. And I was like, okay, what are your options? Your options are put money in a checking or savings account, but you're not getting a return. You're getting less than 1%. So that doesn't really work out. You can put the monies in the mutual funds, which a lot of people do, but you could, you're at risk at the market. You can make a lot, you can lose a lot. And then there's the 529 college savings plans, what people typically do. But the reason I typically don't like that one is you have to use that money for college. So let's just say your child is, not going to go to college and you want to access the money. You get penalized for taking the money out if you don't use it for college. So here's an example of a 2-year-old contributing $150 a month, getting a 7.2% return, which is the current rate of F&G. And I tell them, I took out one of these policies on all my kids as soon as they were born, right? Now, the good thing about this is it's tax deferred growth. There's no market risk. The money is liquid, tax-free distribution. You can use it for college, a car, down payment on a house, a wedding. I got 3 daughters. I might use it for a wedding. You can convert it to retirement. It has living benefits for your child. In 25 years, you would have invested 41,000 and you would have 83,000 in cash accumulation. At age 45 of that 2-year-old, you would have invested 77,000 and you'd have $416,000 in cash value. At age 65, the child would have 2.2 million out of your $113,000 investment, right? So this is the way I work it. My oldest son, he's 21 currently, and I'm paying out of my pocket for his college, because even though I have access to this money right now, why am I going to use this money if I'm getting a 7.5% return, right? I'm just using the cash out of my bank. So let's just fast forward it to my youngest daughter, that's 4, right here. Let's just fast forward 20 years. Let's just say she's 24 years old. And more than likely, I'm still, even though I have access to this money, I'm still going to be using the cash out of my bank, because I foresee, I'm 44 right now. At age 64, I'm still going to be working in the industry. God willing, I'm still in good health. I'm not going to be using the money that's built in these accounts. So at the end of the day, this is how I swing it. You're having living benefits on your child. But here's the thing. I'm going to have these 4 accounts with all this money and cash accumulation in there. Yes, he could use it. I could say, Aria, I love you. Go ahead and take over payments. You're going to have 2.2 million at retirement. I could use the money for a wedding or down payment on a house or a car, whatever. But more than likely, I'm going to use that money for my retirement, because this is one key factor that a lot of successful people do, right? Is they give everything to their kids. The reason why you were successful in the first place is because you weren't given anything. You're self-made. You had to do everything yourself. And a lot of successful people, there's a lot of people that have kids and they're not successful like them. And the reason is you want to give your kids so much because you don't want them to endure the pains and struggles and tribulations that you went through, but you end up damaging your child, right? Because they didn't have to work for themselves and get everything themselves. So I'm not going to give this money to my children. What I'm going to do is I'm using my kids as leverage to build a lot of cash accumulation, right? Because the cost of the insurance on them is so low, they're covered. But guess what? I'm going to have 4 retirement accounts, and I'm going to use that money for me. And this is a strategy that I've been using a lot, and it makes sense. And people are just like, "Oh, okay." I get to protect all my family. I'm building a retirement account for myself that's tax free. So that's one strategy and concept that I use. And then here's another one. I had training with a rep from AIG, one of the top reps, and he told me a big mistake that a lot of people use dealing with high net worth earners is they call it an IUL. Okay. And you guys can see, like, on social media and everything, that the IUL concept is a little played out. Let's be real, right? So he told me to market it as a CERP. It's called the Supplemental Executive Retirement Plan. And this is one of the flyers in the page. And I said, if you're a successful business owner, a high net income earner, or a senior executive, this is the plan that you're looking for. The plan takeaways is it builds income tax diversification, no early withdrawal penalty, no contribution limit, tax-free income, guarantees, death wealth transfer. It's non-qualified deferred compensation plan on the private sector. And here's 3 custom model examples of a 35-year-old male that's contributing to age 65 at a 7.2% return, right? With F&G, that's what they're getting. So a 35-year-old that contributes $1,000 a month, in 30 years, he would have contributed $360,000. He would have accumulated 1.1 mil, which would equal a tax-free distribution of $100,000 a year. If he was to contribute $2,000 a month, he would have contributed $720,000, and he would have accumulated 2.3 million, and that would equal the $201,000 tax-free distribution. $3,000 a month, he would have contributed 1 million, a little over a mil, accumulated 3.5 mil, and he would have a tax-free distribution of $302,000. So the takeaway from this is when you're dealing with a lot of high net worth earners, no one's probably on this call. No one's probably really heard of this term. And people with money, the reason as soon as you say IUL, they I don't know, just played out. All their friends have already tried to sell them an IUL. No one's ever tried to sell them a SERP, right? So this is how you get the big deals, right? And all this is, it's the same thing as selling a kid IUL. It's just the way that you market. It's the way that you pitch it, right? And back to what Dan was saying in regards to, in order for you to be able to sell these things, you have to be a client yourself, right? So in order for you to make this sound believable, you have to have all these policies on yourself and your family. Anyways, guys, my voice is getting out. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm about done, Dan. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
that was excellent.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool little twist on a concept. Call it a SERP. There's a lot of people on this call that have high net worth clients. I see a girl on my team, Rebecca, SERP, right? You put in $1,000 a month, it's 100,000 a year. You put in 2,000, it's pretty cool. So anyways, that was great. Dave, thanks for doing that. I know that you're doing some family stuff and you're a little under the weather, so I appreciate you being on here and sharing that with us. Hey man, if it's good enough for him, guy that's making 100 grand a month already, isn't it good for you? Right? So, but we're gonna switch it over, you guys. I'm gonna do a little bit of recognition right now, and then we're gonna get into the building portion of the show today. So let me bring this up. I got some recognition I want to share for you. But these are the people that are doing it right now so far this month. Production recruiting, right? Recruiting leads to production. And then some people just love to produce, but some people love to build. So let me go here. Start this from the beginning. LJ, my man, can you see that? We all good?
Yeah.
Vantage. Okay, the marker. I like your background, by the way. It's all about the Bulls all day, every day. So, anyways, let's get into March recognition. So, I want you to clap under others as you would like them to clap unto you. So, let's talk about it. Vantage Financial Alliance March 2025 recognition. And if you're not on this list, you got to ask yourself what you're going to do to get on this list ASAP. Let's talk about personal points, right? Personal points. Kyle Coppola at number 10, number 9, Melvin Singleton, number 8, Brian Naranjo, number 7, Liz Todorovic, number 6, Bird Anderson, number 7, number 5, Juan Tao, number 4, Susana Fuentes, number 3, David Henning, number 2, Marla Redrick. Who's the number 1 personal points? Oh, none other than Mika Simmons.
Yeah.
There we go,
All right,
baby.
Mika.
All right, Mika. All right, Marla.
Personal recruits, here we go. Number 10. By the way, whoever recruits the most, whoever goes the widest, will be on top at the end of the day. So 10, Adelmo Ruiz. Tied at 10, Mika Simmons, Marcelo Acosta, Pau Tao, Tim Delgado, Cuauhtemoc. Number 4, tied at 4, Adriana Ortiz, Zhu Tao.
All right.
And then number 1, tied, Dan Ebert and Christian Caseta. More direction. It's only halfway through the month, right? We're
All right,
going for 10
Christian.
this month. Going for 10. You got to lead by example, right?
Let's go,
14
Dan.
points. Number 10, Melvin. Number 9, Armand
Yeah.
McCarroll, Mr. McCarroll. Number
Yay.
8, Brian Naranjo. Number 7, Maria Munoz. Number
All
6,
right,
Liz
Maria.
Todorovic. Number
All right,
5,
Liz.
Powell. Number 4, nobody. Number 3, Marla Redrick. Nobody's an inside joke with me and Henning. Number 2, David Henning. And number 1, Mika Simmons, here we go again. Mika
All right,
Simmons,
Mika.
number 1. Core team recruits. Number 10, Yang Bang. Number 2, tied at number 10, Trisha Vaughn. 8, Janine Betancourt. Number 7, Ruben
All right,
Gomez, tied with
Jenny.
LJ. Yu Tao, tied at 7. Adriana, tied at 7. Maria Munoz, tied at 7. And the number 1 is Christian Gazada and Dan Ebert. There we go. Frontline points. Let's get into it. 10, Brian Naranjo. Number 9, Quan Tao. Number 8, Pau Tao. Number 7, nobody. Number 6, Marla Redrick. You'll get
All
it.
right, Marla.
Number 5, Armand McCarroll. Number 4, Trisha Vaughn. Number 3, Christian Gazada. Number 2, Mika Simmons. Number 1, David Henning. 81.
Team epic.
Frontline recruits. Number 10, Zhu Tao. Tied at number 10, Trey Turner.
Go, Mr.
Number
Trey.
8, Andreas Rosa. Tied with Trisha Vaughn. Armand McCarroll tied. Number 5, Ruben Gomez. Tied with Pau Tao.
Yes.
Number 3, Dan Ebert. Number 2, LJ Bart. Number 1, front line, Christian Casada with 13
Yes.
entire team points. Nobody. Marla Redrick.
Let's go,
Armand
Marla.
McCarroll. Trey Turner at 7, Trisha Vaughn at 6, Christian Casada at 5, 4, Mika Simmons, 3, David Henning, 2, Andreas Rosa, and number 1, none other, LJ Bart, 138.
All right,
All
LJ.
right, LJ.
Entire team recruits. Let's go. Number 10, Adriana. Tied with Zhu Tao. 8, Trisha Vaughn. Armand McCarroll at 7. Ruben Gomez at 6. Tied with Trey Turner.
Go, Mr.
And
Trey.
Pau Tao. Number
All right,
4,
Trey.
Christian Casada.
All right,
Number
Christian.
3, Dan Ebert. Number 2, LJ Bart. Number 1, Andreas Rosa, 20 with 25.
Yeah.
Cycle of the week. David Henning, 21,478 just this week. New $200,000 earner, Christian Casada.
Let's
All right,
go.
New
Christian.
$300,000
Yes.
earner, LJ Bart. New $600,000, Trisha Vaughn. New co-founder, Trisha Vaughn.
Hey, Trisha.
And Ascend registrations. If you guys do not have your ticket for the convention, get them today. Number 10, registration as a team. Ray Rojas, tied with Borbe. Then Elisa Menalili, 7, Trisha Vaughn, Rick Cam, Armand McCarroll, Pau Tao at 5, Trey Turner at 4, Andreas Rosa at 3, 2, LJ, Dan Ebert at 1. So there we go, folks. He or she who has the most people at big events always wins. He or she who has the most on Saturdays always wins, because attendance and recruiting is followed by production. Now we're going to get into this, right? Mr. McCarroll. You guys want to know how to build a real big business here? You want to see how simple this is? I don't even know if I should tell you, Ade, because most of you won't even listen to me if I tell you what to do, right? If I told you exactly what you got to do, Ignacio and Donna and Kevin Henderson, Rick, would you do it? If I told you what you got to do to build a gigantic sales team within 1 year, making multiple 7 figures, would you do it? Heck yeah, I hope you would. So it all starts with 1, folks. I'm going to show you how simple it is. Unfortunately, most people that come in, what number do you think most people do every month, Armand? 0. Most people come in and they do nothing. Some people come in and they come to meetings and they don't do anything. They don't make phone calls. They don't do appointments, all these different things. But for the people that are really going to go after it, like people like William that came in that's competitive, and Dwayne, and I see Lacole and Reggie Cunningham and Donna, people that really want to win, Kevin Henderson, Rick Cam, I'm going to show you what you do. And then it's up to you to do it. What if I told you, Kevin Henderson, all you got to do is get 1 direct a month for the next 12 months and lead by example and show a bunch of people to do that? The question is, can you do what I like to call next to nothing, right? Can you do next to nothing? Anybody think they could do next to nothing, which is, what's next to nothing? It's 1, right? So pay attention. Those of you that are brand new, I'm going to show you what we call the power of 1. Sound good?
Yes.
Here we go. It's the power of 1. This is so simple, you guys. If you just do this, Nemo, you'll kill everybody. You'll pass everybody. Let me show you this. Let's talk about this. So today's month one. Let's say today is March. Let's say this month is March. I'm going to use William as an example because he's right in front of me. William, this is what you do if you want to get to the top of the company. Month one, all you got to do this month is get one recruit. You get one direct recruit this month. What do you think you got to do next month? Month two,
Another one.
you get a recruit, and that person you recruited gets one recruit. Ignacio, you get a recruit, and the person next month you get another recruit, and the person you got gets one, just one. Month three, you get a recruit, the person you recruited gets a recruit, and those two new people that you recruited, they get a recruit. So you're at 4 the next month, month three. So now we're March, April, May. All you got to do is 4 recruits on your team in April. Next month, month 4, 8 recruits. All those 4 people that have been recruited into your team, including yourself, get 1 recruit. Now you're at 8 for the entire month, Sharon. Month 5, the March, April, May, June, July. July, all you got to do is those 8 people that you have on your team that you recruited get 1 recruit. You get 1, the other 7 get 1. Right? That's it. Boom. There you go. And all those other people. Month 6, 32. Everybody on your team gets 1 again. Month 7, everybody gets 1. Month 8, everybody gets 1. And by the way, when you bring them in, make sure you get their butts here on Saturday so they plug in. Month 8, everybody gets 1. You're at 128 recruits that month. Month 9, everybody just gets 1 next to 0. If you're doing 0 here, guys, I don't know what to tell you. If you do nothing, like, what are you doing? Wasting your time here. Month 9, 256. Month 10, 512. Now we're cooking. You got everybody get 1. Month 11, 1,024 recruits in a month. Month 12, 2,048 recruits total. In 1 year, you guys, if you use this power of 1, everybody just gets 1. You have over 4,000 recruits in a year. And I'm going to do some math for you. I'm going to bring up a calculator. Because I'm a math, anybody here a math geek like me? I'm going to show you something. Give me 1 second. And you got to know your numbers. So watch this, you guys. What did I say it was? 4,095 recruits, William, in a year if everybody just gets 1? 4095 in a year.
496, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah, something like that. So 495 times your average recruit, guys, just to let you know, because we're in the age of the rollovers, should be about 4,000 points per recruit. Okay. That's 16,380,000 points. And William, let's say your average override, because you're going to do some personal production, stuff like that, but let's say your average override is 20% when you get to a team size that much. Let's say 0.2. That's $3.276 million a year. Divide that by 12 months. Almost 300 grand a month. If you utilize the power of 1. Now it's simple, but it's not easy. How do you motivate people to just get 1? Julio, how do you do it? If you're at 0 directs this month, Rick Cam, what in the heck do you expect your team to do? If you're at not, can you why do you think I have 4 directs this month? For my health? so far. Now I do want to go wide, but what's my goal for all those new 4 directs next month? Get them all one. I get at least one. But if you're not doing it, Donna Gorman, if you're not doing it, Charlene, if you're not doing it, all you folks, how can you have the moral authority to tell your team to do it? That's it. You get to a 1,000,000 point base shop core team, you're making 250 a year. And then it's building MDs from there and going from this. LJ's his background inspired me. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you one more thing. I grew up watching MJ. He's the best of all time. I don't care what you say.
That's right.
LeBron's a distant third behind Kobe.
MJ 23 or MJ 45?
So what? 23.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, 23.
obviously.
Come
We got
on.
three-
I'm
we
just
got-
making
we
sure.
gotta
just
drop-
Hey
making
man,
sure.
I used to
Really,
I used to
Michael?
go to the
Really,
Bulls
Michael?
games
We gotta
when I
drop-
was a
we gotta
kid
drop
at
Mike
the
off
old
I
the
like to
call.
stir
Chicago.
the pot.
I used to go to the games at the old Chicago Stadium, Armand, sitting in the nosebleeds, watching the Jesse White tumblers at halftime. This is our triangle offense, you guys. We got a triangle offense here. It's very simple, you guys. If you pay attention to this, use the power of one, and you go here. What does it start with? A recruit. A recruit is not a recruit. If I recruit Armand, what do I need to do? I need to get him a recruit. I got to make him a client, and I got to make sure he gets a license. This is our triangle offense here. You get a recruit, you make sure they become a client, you make sure they get that license. If you can do that, folks, if you can do that and wash, rinse, repeat, this thing will be so simple to be a machine. This business isn't recruit somebody, don't make them a client, and then go searching for sales somewhere else, which is how most people do this business. Wouldn't you say, LJ? They recruit somebody, they don't make them a client, they don't tell them to come on Saturday,
Yep.
they don't fast start them, and then they go try to sell to somebody that's not even in their business. 90% of your production should come from internal consumption.
100%.
90% of your production could come from internal consumption. But if you're putting 0 numbers into it, Onyekachi, like, because you're a good recruiter, Onyekachi, right? If you bring 10 people on your team this month and all of them become clients and it's 4,000 points per recruit, you're doing 40,000 points this month in a year. That's a half. If you just do 10 on your whole team per month, that's 500,000 points. You're making about 200 grand a year here. But how much is your production going to be? You're lucky to make sales if you put up zeros in the recruiting department every month. You're lucky to make a sale. And then you're trapped in sales, and then you're doing everything. This is supposed to be a machine. And this machine, you guys, should be the money machine. If you can create the machine here to fund the rest of your life. I talk to Jeff every day, you guys. I'm like, man, he's like, dude, you got to start making $100,000 a month, 200 grand a month. So when I have another one of these big real estate deals, you can call Dwayne and Kim if they're making money too. Hey guys, give me 100 grand. I got this real estate deal. In 24 months, I'll give you your 100 grand back, and then you'll create a $10,000 a month income stream for yourself in perpetuity. Do you see this can fund the dreams that you have, whether it's for your church or real estate, or you want to start another business, right? If you can build a money machine through a system here, guys, you can change the world. You can change your little environment, your economy. How'd you like to be the go-to person in your whole family forever? Michael Rossi, right? Julio, go-to. What if, think about this. To get to $100,000 a month, you guys, in income, all you have to do is 50 recruits a month on your team. You have to have 50 people on your team that just do one every month and not even grow from there to make 100,000 a month. Imagine every Friday, William, Charlene, Ade, Rossi. Rossi, what if every Friday Vantage deposited 25,000 bucks in your account and you went and spent all that money between Friday and next Friday because you knew next Friday you're going to get another deposit for 25 G's.
I'll be buying another house in Florida. That's
Right.
for sure.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Imagine a money machine that you got paid, rain or shine, 25 G's a week. Boom. You know how much Jeff makes a week? 100 grand a week just from his previous company. Residual income. That's a really good living. But think about all the other things you do with that. So if you knew my team, who's on here, what's our goal for recruiting this month? Everybody know, Dwayne? Do you know what it is?
50.
50.
Yeah, 50. And if you don't know that, you ain't paying attention. So wake up. Okay? Everybody here should have a team goal for that. How many business partners are you going to bring on every month? You get to 50. I promise you this, Kevin Boykins, Garcia. You get to 50, you'll make 100 grand a month here. That's it. Rick Cam, who's fired up for that? There's only 300, right? Not bad. There's only 350 million people in this country. Anybody that's over 18 is fair game. And it doesn't matter. The numbers are the numbers. They all even out. Some people will do zero. Some people will do a lot. But if you put the numbers in, you will win here. But if you don't put the numbers in, you're going to have a real tough time. But in order to get this to $100 million company in the next 18 months, we have to work as a team together. Can I be real with you guys? And I think LJ agrees with me. 109 today ain't cutting it. We went from 208. We went from 208 2 weeks ago to whatever it was last week. We're at 108. So did our company just lose 50% of its people in the last 2 weeks? I don't think so. But we got to get that number up. Do we agree? I mean, LJ, do you agree with that?
100%.
Right? But it's not just going to be LJ pushing for it. It's not just going to be me pushing for it. You got to push for it. I want to take over the industry. Do you guys want to take over this industry with me? Do you want to be the number one company in the entire industry? I look at the previous company that I came from. They do $1.5 billion in production a year. We can catch them and pass them. If we get to $1.5 billion production a year, this company's worth 15 billion. What if you get a little bit of ownership in a $15 billion company, Julio? What if you get 0.1% ownership in that? That's $15 million bump when we sell it. 1%. 1% of that, Armand? 150 million. Can you see it? Can you envision that? That's the question. Or are you satisfied with nothing, with doing zero, Javier? You ain't satisfied. Liz, you're not satisfied. And you can produce your way to 6 figures, even 7 figures in this industry. But I want the residual part of this deal. I want to do 100,000 recruits a year into this company. I want to do 2. Jeff's company did 62,000 recruits a year. What is that a month? Rick Cam, you're my math guy. But imagine that. 1.5 billion divided by 4,000 points to recruit. 375,000 recruits a year. 30,000 a month. Zaida, you can do it, but it all starts with what? 1. My challenge to everybody on this call, and we're going to end up here in a second. You go get your 1. if everybody here gets their one by next week, Javier, look at Javier's fired up. I see him. Everybody go gets one by next week that's on this call. That's 108 new business partners in this company. That's almost a 500,000 in production in the next week. And that's how we build this. But we got to get this 108 back up over 200. It's got to go from 200 to 300. I truly believe, Garcia, 300 is the tipping point. Once we hit 300 on this call, and by the way, we have way more than 300 agents in this company. The rest of them, I guess, are secret agents, or I guess the ones that aren't here that are leaders. I guess they just got it all figured out, right? But I dare. If you have a leader that's not on here today, call him. Go, hey, where were you, coach? It wasn't on here. Where were you, coach? Your kids are lost in the grocery store. They don't know where their mommy and daddy are at. So make sure that they get on this sucker, right, Armand? Hey, if I hit you, didn't mean to miss you. McCarroll shows up every week, rain or shine. That's why Armand's going to go to the top of the company. It's our time, guys. This is industry takeover time, but we're going to need all of your efforts to do this. Does that make sense? So who's going to go get one? I want you to put down in the chat right now if you're going to go get one between now and the end of next week. Do or die, right? Yep, let's go, baby. This is winning time. I didn't come here to lose. If you're on my team, you'll know that about me real quick. I don't lose. We win. I might fail sometimes, but we win. If you're on Garcia's team, he doesn't, right? He doesn't lose either. He fails sometimes. We fail every day, but we come here to win. If you're on Armand's team, right? He doesn't lose either. We fail, but he don't lose. We're winning this thing. So I would suggest to everybody, go get your one between now and the end of next week. Blow the roof off this, Rick Cam. Rick, if you don't get one this next week, I'm going to kick you out the call. How's that sound? You go get one, you're out of here. I'm going to remove you. I'm going to remove you from the call. I swear to God, I will. You don't get one next week, you're out of here. So you can come back. You can come back when you get one. But hey, look, we got to have fun with this thing, right? Let's have fun. Let's go kick some butt. Pray like it's up to him. Work your ass off like it's up to you.
Hey, Dan, I like to say that I failed my way to success.
100%. 100%. Do not be afraid to fail. All the winners have failed more times than the people that lose. That's the only difference. Go fail this week, and let's go win our lives back. So guys, gals, I appreciate you. Have a wonderful Saturday. Go get one. I'm going to hold you to it. And Rick Cam, I'm not kidding about that. You go get your one or you're out for next week. You're in punishment. You're going to go in the corner for next week. So let's do it, baby. Have a great weekend. Love you all. God bless. Go win,
right.
Go kick ass and take some names this week. Have a good one.
Good job, Dan.
Thank you,
Thanks,
man.
everybody.
Thanks.
God
Thanks.
bless.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sam.
And David, thanks.
I was saying the other night.
In the blood, whole life being thugs, no choice selling drugs. Outside what it does, rain down on us. Genocide what it does, slavery what it does. Rain down on us, whole life selling drugs. Wash us in the blood, wash us in your blood, wash us in the blood, wash us in your blood, wash us in the blood. Holy Spirit come down, Holy Spirit come down, Holy Spirit help down, Holy Spirit help down, Holy Spirit come down, Holy Spirit come down, Holy Spirit help down, Holy Spirit help down. Wash us in the blood, whole life being thugs, no choice selling drugs, genocide what it does, massive cost what it does, cost what it does, another life being lost.
Let it out, set it off. Execution 30 states. 30 states still execute. I should not kill, I should not spill. Legs tails at the rendezvous. We got the time in the federal. Bob actually went like a section. We walk through the blast in the residue.
Now look what we headed to. Rain down on us. Rain down on us. Wash us in the blood. Wash wash us in the blood. Holy Spirit, calm down. Holy Spirit, calm down. They tryna control, they want me to calm down. They don't want me to Kanye. They don't want Kanye to be Kanye. They wanna sign a fake Kanye. They tryna sign a Kanye. That's right, I call him Kanye. But don't take me the wrong way. But don't take me.